finally I got a crit. By the way, with the dragon, I did try every... What are you doing? I did try every sign I had. And I ended up only using Quen because it was the only sign that would work against that dragon. Really? Roche, where are you? By the way, who's ordering these Temerian troops? Natalis? The one that doesn't want to be a king, but... you're a little bit stuck here. Oops, oops. The one that does not want to be a king.
What about the Nilfgaardians?
They ran like hell. Rumor has it they're behind it all.
That's are.
No rumor.
How do you know?
From Sheila. She was surprisingly knowledgeable.
If it was the Nilfgaardians, then war's inevitable.
I was saying, Natalis, the guy... I'm using a silver sword, why? The guy who... doesn't want to be king, but seems awfully offended if anybody takes any decision. I like him, but I think he should have used a stronger hand. Definitely, he has the whole military at his service. Shouldn't they be happy that Roche is protecting her? Well, maybe probably they're more intelligent than Roche, you know. And they're like, oh yeah, we're basically Redania now, you Roche. Which is what I think, but I don't care because... I actually hope the two kingdoms are united in the end, as it should be. As I have done back from the first game. I'm just trying to normalize my world state in some way or another here. Okay then. Ah yeah, this is the Temeria camp. This was the Temerian camp. That fight was horrible, and it was horrible because I had a silver sword. Oh my god, I completely forgot about this.
Letho.
Triss.
All right, let's end this.
No, Roach. I'm going alone.
Why, Geralt?
Take care of Triss. Wait for me at the city gate. If I'm not back within the hour, leave without me.
But...
Just do it, Roach. Please. I need to deal with this alone. Are you all right?
Yes. He saved me from the Nilfgaardians. And defended me from the troops.
Time to end this. Roach is waiting. I'll join you soon.
Geralt, he knows a lot.
I know, Triss. That's why we need to talk.
Don't worry, he's gonna die.
Don't get killed, Witcher.
I won't.
Okay, you stay together and be fine. You know, I'm happy she's actually alive and well, but I don't like the fact that he singled her out. I mean, yeah, she's safe, but I don't like the fact that he singled her out. Why? Because that's extremely selfish. You know, with all the people that were dying, he singled her out because he knew. God, I really don't like this guy. He's gonna die, whatever he says, he's gonna die.
Took you a while? Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
Is your voice changed?
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the royal witch hunters have in store.
Do I care, mate?
A lot of pain for a long time.
Do I care?
I don't doubt it. So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first... vodka?
No.
I only drink with friends.
What about old acquaintances? Eh? Recovered your memory yet?
No.
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Kinda.
I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Trees, maybe.
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer.
What?
I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
The winter solstice 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
I don't understand this wild hunt thing. I can't. I don't think I know enough.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the Hanged Man's Tree and the wild hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chased me all that way just to kill me.
I guess I did. Well, let's talk anyway, but yeah, I want him dead regardless, because... I mean, I think this was all the Lodge's fault. Yeah. But I also think Nilfgaardians had some responsibility too. Not the greatest though, because honestly, how can I blame them? They just took advantage of stupid women that believe they're better than anybody else, and that they can decide the course of history, events, and populations, entire populations, which is a very arrogant thought. And yeah, this guy though, I think he needs. I think I want him dead because I consider him a liability. Let's see what he has to
I
say.
chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Why did you become an Imperial spy? Probably the most interesting.
How did a witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt. And he's no ordinary human.
Oh, I see.
The rulers of the North come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper. The Witcher's Order where I came to be.
Couldn't you do that?
Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago.
And whose fault is it?
Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities.
I don't get it.
Besides Seret and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
You know what? I'm a little bit tired of this thing. Okay, as a Witcher in-game experience, so whatever I know from the game, I know people despise me. But have I ever been prohibited to do something? I've been laughed at and I've been insulted and stuff like that, but I don't personally care about that stuff. But I've never really experienced it that bad. And, you know, with Vesemir and the other people in Kaer Morhen, we have a secluded place where we do our things. Yes, sometimes the occasional mob comes, but I don't get it. I've never felt persecuted. I felt like I was not welcome and despised, but never persecuted. Probably because as Witcher, these people have a job that's still relevant. But I don't feel what this guy is saying. Why couldn't he rebuild the school? I mean, this emperor promised to rebuild the school, and this guy was yeah, right. What if he doesn't keep his word? I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. Let's start from here.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days, delirious, in agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere.
Why?
She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory.
Oh, good
We were
lord.
in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
I wouldn't know
So
that.
I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Sareth, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Why were you in Nilfgaard? Why did you stay in
We were
Nilfgaard?
separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly. But it was uneventful. No violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
And
What
so?
happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the northern kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the lodge from her.
She's
Those
into it?
Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. That's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire.
She was when I left.
Why were these guys wandering in Nilfgaard? If it was so dangerous, why didn't they move? So I know now. I know now that Nilfgaard hates mages, apparently, but not anymore. I think than in the Northern Realms, especially now. I mean, I think in the North they punish. I mean, Sabrina was punished for what she did. So how is Nilfgaard worse? Do they kill mages on sight? No. I don't know. I don't know. I will never be able to know.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary Omen of War proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go
Okay.
ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's Tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
I have no idea.
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths.
Wraiths.
What did they want from you?
I don't
Got
know.
an idea. But that's not your concern.
DNA probably. I don't know. What did... I don't remember. I mean, I remember a little bit, but the guy... When we found the sword in one of the gargoyle cellars, or whatever, Geralt kinda had a sort of vision. He started channeling a spirit of the beholder of the sword and said something about elder blood, so I don't know. Why am I thinking DNA or something like that? Because it was implied in what he said, right? I don't remember.
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore. Fact is, only you know the truth about me. Well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way. But if I have to fight you first, so be it. This story ends here and now.
I wish we could actually drag this guy to prison.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the North. Soften it before the invasion.
Well, I guess.
You know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come.
I don't
The
know.
North resembles a house on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
I think you might have made a mistake. What is this? Still curious about the assassinations? I don't know. On everything? No! Oh, there is so much stuff here. Let's start from the beginning. Let's do this.
How did you manage to contact Sheila?
It wasn't a problem once I learned of the Lodge's existence. Initially, she watched my every move. But sooner or later, everyone starts treating me like a big oaf.
Really?
I mean, I can't change how I look.
I would be terrified
I
of
stayed
you.
close to Sheila. Killed a few beasts for her, and whined about how unhappy I was. How unfair the world was. So much, in fact, that I actually got her gander up a few times. I made sure a few potentially trustworthy witnesses saw us together. Could link us. Security in case I was captured. I also prepared to assassinate the King of Kavir. Esterad Tyson was to be the first victim of the mysterious assassins.
Oh, so not
But
Demavend?
before I could do the dirty deed, Sheila asked me to slay Demavend. The gods had smiled upon me. I couldn't believe my luck. Here I've been trying to figure out how to frame Sheila. And now all I needed was to carry out her orders and follow through.
Good lord, I don't know who's the stupidest person in here. But anyway, he exploited the sorceresses, so I'm the sorceresses are the one who started the avalanche. The Nilfgaardians were just ready to follow it.
Where'd you get your information about the lodge?
From the Emperor and Vattir de Rideau, the Emperor's chief spy. And I believe they got it out of Yennefer.
She recovered her memory?
Nah. I'd never claim she informed on her friends consciously. I expect they found a way to tap into her memory in spite of her amnesia.
Oh well,
Without her knowing it.
that's possible.
There was a sorcerer present when I was questioned. A young, proud intelligence officer. Whatever the case, they gave me a list of the sorceresses in the lodge. Only Emir, Vattir, and I were present. Only we knew of the mission.
How do you manage to slay Demavend?
Sheila's magic. I mean, she could give us the king's every move. His habits, the positions of the palace guards, anything. All we had to do was navigate the labyrinth and land the final blow. Besides, she had plenty of gold for the preparations. Greased palms abundantly. It had all the makings of a cakewalk. But it's never that easy. We barely avoided our pursuers. And we wouldn't have if not for Yorveth Scoia'tael. Another of Sheila's ideas. With Yorveth's elves, not only did we cut down Demavend, but traveling with them put us out of the lodge's reach. We could calmly plan Foltest's and Hensel's assassinations.
How did you know Foltest would come to the monastery's solar?
Really?
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The king of Temeria would have to deal with the La Valette sooner or later, and he made no secret of it. I was sure he'd want to recover his bastard children in the process. And where do they take the children when a castle's under siege? I had to become a monk, but I couldn't just arrive at the monastery and claim I'd seen the light. Not very believable. So one of Arion's patrols out in the forests happened on a Scoia'tael unit torturing a helpless monk. Arion's brave men drove off the elves and I found shelter in the monastery.
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I paid the monk who treated me a lot of orange to stay silent. Actually, it was only a loan, because I killed him later. Only the dead can keep a secret. Then all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop. When I saw you enter the chamber with Foltest, I thought I might fail. Luckily, you failed. To recognize an old friend.
Nah, didn't really go that way. I told him not to trust you, but I guess I'm not Geralt. But anyway, why? I don't know. I would have made the Scoia'tael actually hurt me. I would have faked it properly till the end. You're sloppy, man. I can't believe you can't handle a couple of cuts here and there.
When did you decide to get rid of Yorveth?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so observant, so dangerous. I got the sense he might see through me at any moment.
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Scoia'tael were protecting you.
Was he?
Maybe, but with Yorveth, my hands were tied. If I'd finished off Kieran...
But you didn't. And that allowed me to drive a wedge between you and Yorveth. I forced you to flee.
And I let you live. You know I could have killed you. You're forgetting.
No, I remember. So Sheila was looking for you when she came to Flotsam.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was still in control and wanted to get rid of me. I'd bet my eyes that she thought I'd lost my mind, or that Yorveth was manipulating me.
And the North descended deeper into chaos.
Exactly. There was just one problem. You. I could have killed you in the Elven ruins. Thing is, you weren't really my enemy.
Well, you did a mistake, I suppose.
Shame you didn't take a shot at Hensel yourself. History might have taken a different turn.
Maybe I would have killed him. Maybe you would have killed me. Who knows? But Henselt's death, although desirable, wasn't necessary anymore. The plan could go forward without it.
Okay.
You killed Seret and Orcs. Damn shame as I see it. Two good witchers.
They were murderers, Letho, just like you. Don't change the subject.
Right. I was on my way to Loch Muin by that time. I had to prepare, inform that prune Shillard of the plan. Everything had to play out perfectly. There was no room for error.
I think I know why I don't like this guy now. Because he shows disdain for anybody that doesn't directly matter to him. For example, he cares about Triss, but he kills the monk who actually tried to patch him up. This guy doesn't have any respect for life unless it's directly connected to him. So guys, he dies. I don't really care. I think people like him are dangerous liabilities. You know, if the School of the Viper wants to be enslaved by an emperor, it's almost like the Lodge, thinking that they're superior and trying to change the fate of the world or whatever. So, I mean, 2 of them I killed, now I'm finishing the job.
I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
Want to fight?
Yes?
Any vodka left in that bottle?
No, don't drink.
Swig a piece. Here.
It could be poison, see? You're a man, you never think about this stuff, Geralt. Good lord. Maybe it's poisoned with something he's resistant with.
The Imperial army is probably crossing the Yaruga as we speak.
I think I know.
Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's
I don't
finished.
think so, because
Time
I
to
think...
go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks
yeah.
to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
Okay, let's do this.
Time to fight. Ready?
As I'll ever be.
Time to fight. Go, Geralt. Enthusiasm,
Fear
please.
death.
Which sword are you using? Alright.
What does it feel like to
I have
be
Ard.
almost
Ah,
dead?
yeah, because Ard works well on him.
Fight!
Especially now that I have potentiated Ard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, that didn't work? What did you Ard me and I was resistant to it? Is it possible? I have upped my resistances. So I could use Irden as well with him maybe, but
The wolf has teeth.
And they're sharp.
I'm better. I can tell already.
Of course you
so
can.
sorry.
You tire quickly.
I'm tired of your talking.
I think my art is actually stronger than his. Oh yes. I think. Oh no! Seriously, Geralt! Geralt! Good God, Geralt! Good God, Geralt! I think we're gonna do this fight exactly like we did it before.
I don't want to kill you.
I do though.
You gladly.
You're nowhere near.
No!
Of course not. I'm no Kingslayer.
Got that stick, I swear. No, Geralt. I don't know, do I want to try... Because my Irden is not as good as my Ard, I
I've had
guess.
enough of this dance. Goodbye, Geralt.
Well, no, you know what, I think I'll finish him like this. No, Lito, no. Oh, I got it! Almost. Bombs are for cheap witchers. Come on. Okay. Let's go throw something. I'm kinda... Whoops. No! What? Well, I don't think we should be worried about destroying everything. Oh my god, the fire, Geralt. The fire! Quick time events. Well, goodbye, Lito. It was a pleasure. I hope you'll be happy joining your friends, Witchers, in wherever we go in this world. Hopefully, there will be less liabilities running around. Are we not talking with Triss? Just, you know. Roche, Radovid left you here? Or did you stay for me? Beautiful. Poor Triss. I wonder if we will know what happened to her in the meanwhile.
The Witcher had traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. In Flotsam, he slew Bernard Laredo, but few mourned for the Commandant. Flotsam remained Temerian, while command of the garrison and town went to a Vizima noble, a sworn enemy of Kedwen and an avid angler. To this day, folk gather round bonfires in Lobendon to hear of the Witcher's deeds. The Witcher witnessed a great Kedweni victory in Edirn. At Vergen, Henselt's army crushed Saskia the Dragonslayer's motley force, ending the springtime of races. Soldiers of the Unicorn swarmed over the Pontar Valley. As it had before, powerful Kedwen swallowed Upper Edirn whole. Yet subsequent events would render Henselt's triumph short-lived.
Oh, the syphilis!
When King Foltest fell at the hands of an assassin, chaos engulfed his realm. Where others saw spoils, Roach saw his motherland bleeding. Vernon made a difficult choice, surrendering Foltest's daughter to Radovid. The Redanian ruler, trump card in hand, turned Temeria into his protectorate and began restoring peace. the kingdom's inhabitants soon learned why Radovid was called the Stern.
Tell me. No.
A tempest descended on the north, at least partly the work of manipulative mages. It seemed the turmoil in Temeria, Aedirn, and Kedwen would benefit them most. Common folk turned against sorceresses and all magic freaks, witchers included.
I would like to see that. I bet I won't.
Castles hitherto welcomed mavens of the magic arts now shut their gates to any who sought shelter there. A witch hunt ensued.
Can't wait to see the next game if I find the closed doors.
It was a time of great uncertainty, of accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the day seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in a lap.
Kalkstein!
Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
Oh, Kalkstein, I missed you. Okay, so, well, I expected some confrontation with Triss. I'm a little bit sad that we didn't have it. I am going to play Iorveth's Path before expressing my opinions. I'm not gonna dwell on the details, but I want to have an idea, because I want to give a sort of a rounded opinion, because I really feel like Iorveth's Path might be very different, so I will be taking my time, and probably I will not be posting for weeks, because I'm busy with my life at this moment, but also because I have to install The Witcher 3 and see if it works and blah blah blah. Thank you for all the likes and the comments, and I hope you enjoyed, and till next time. That's good. In casserole. What am I witnessing? What a weird bridge. Oh yes, Nilfgaardian troops, look at this. This poor guy. Wow. Survived actually. Survived a stampede. Where is this happening? So everybody got invaded by Nilfgaard anyway?